Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be more of a chill video, hopefully. So at one point I owned 4 of these. These are TBR carts, or okay, a lot of the bookish girlies use these as TBR carts, which is to be read carts. And you heard me correctly when I said that I had 4 of them. I don't anymore. This is the only one that I have left. Oh, I was thinking, since I have such a small amount of unread books on my shelves, that I'm getting closer and closer to owning a library. If you didn't know, a library is at least 1,000 books. But I am that one that needs to have a library of at least 1,000 books, that I've read every book in that library, and that I've enjoyed every book in that library. Hence came the reading my entire to be read books down to 0 by the end of this year. And I'm doing very, very well on not buying books. So I have been buying books, but not until after I've read them and know that I love them and want them on my physical collection of favorite books of all time. Alright, that did not take that long. I only have 2 stacks and one is pretty small compared to this one. In all honesty, I have one more stack that's at the very top of my bookshelf that you can't see, because it is my March TBR and we're going into March in 2 days. So I'm going to be very, very optimistic with myself and say that I'm finished my entire March TBR. So go check it out if you want to know what is in that stack. I'll link it up here. I think it might be on this side, but I think it's on this side. So we're just gonna kind of chill and make this TBR cart. So if you have read the book or books, then feel free to spam my comments with all the books that I should read, or even tell me all the books that are not worth my time. But yeah, I'm actually very impressed with how little, like the little amount of books that I have on my physical TBR. So I'm just stalling. Let's go. The first one is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, because I haven't finished it yet. Oh no, I'm just talking about myself. I started The Future Saints in January. I'm living for this book. I'm loving this book. It's just very slow paced. It's very literary. It takes a lot of mind power to go through this book, but I'm loving it. So I was thinking, okay, if I like The Future Saints, then I'm probably gonna like Daisy Jones and the Six. So I don't know how I'm going to put these on here. I think most excited, medium excited, lost excited. I don't know. I'm just gonna put them on. It doesn't matter. I have The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. This is a classic, and here's the thing. When I think about reading classics, in my brain, it's so daunting, and like I just never want to do it. But there are so many classics that I actually love. Like, my favorite classics are up there. You can't see them, but I promise you, there's almost an entire shelf of favorite classics. Then I'm like, when I actually do pick up my classic books, I actually really enjoy them. So I am very excited for both of those. Okay, I'm calling myself out here. Someday, maybe, by this author. I was supposed to read this in February. Tomorrow is no. We have 2 days of February left, and I haven't read it, nor do I think I'm going to right now. This sounds like a heartbreaking novel. It sounds really good, but I want to give it the time that it deserves because it follows Faya. Oh wait, no, it doesn't follow Faya. It follows me, who finds my husband's dead body after he committed suicide. And this is the aftermath of what her husband left her with, like, trauma. No, but I'm very excited to read this. I just was not in the correct headspace for this. I had some things going on and I didn't want to read it in February, even though I was supposed to. I'm sorry, my bad. Life on the way. Whoops. Then there's Cassandra in Reverse by Holly Small. I believe that Cassandra has a form of autism. Yes. Okay, it says something about Cassie being autistic. That is something. Oh my god, she has. Oh my god, I did not know that, but Holly Small is an autistic voice. I'm very sorry if I mispronounced her last name. So it's a own voices type of thing. Only Cassie is, she likes routine, but she gets dumped and fired on the same day, I believe. And that starts this adventure where she learns that she can go back in time and, like, fix past mistakes. Okay. Then we have Stephen King. We have Dolores Claiborne. I don't know anything about this other than I think you follow this woman who's, like, older. And she goes to the police station and she confesses to murder. But they don't really believe her. So then this is like her story, her confession. Then we have Anne Rice, the Vampire Chronicles collection. This is the first 3 books in the Vampire Chronicles series. So we have Interview with the Vampire, The Vampire Lestat, and The Queen of the Damned. I did not realize that this is a series. I knew that Interview with the Vampire is, like, iconic and you're supposed to read it or whatever. This one scares me too, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really a big vampire girly anymore. Maybe when I was a teen and Edward sparkled, like, those were some delicious vampires back in the day. Yeah, back when I was in high school. But I don't know if I've ever really given vampires a chance. Like, You Let Me In by Camilla Bruce. I have no idea what this book is about. This one's a shame. This one is a darn shame because I don't want to read it. I should just put this in the unhaul pile. But here is the thing. Look at that masterpiece of a cover. And I know I'm the girl yelling at the TV when I watch any video where the booktuber's like, I don't want to read this. But look at how pretty it is. I'm like, just get rid of it. But then when it's me, like when I'm the one, And I don't need it. I've read from Gemma Amore before. This is 6 Rooms by Gemma Amore. I've read from this author before, and I actually do enjoy her writing. But I think I'm going to listen to myself, and I'm going to unhaul it. Mainly because, here's the thing, it's like a collection of 6 short stories, I think. And you have to read your way through it, kind of like Lexi's Escape the TBR type of thing. It's like a haunted house that you're trying to get out of. I hear fantastic things about this, but I don't like short stories, and I really don't like haunted house stories. So that's like a double whammy. You know what? We're gonna unhaul it. We will. I'll add it to my unhaul pile. Okay, then we have my first nonfiction. This is Compassion in the Court by Frank Caprio. Life-changing stories from America's Nicest Judge. America's Nicest Judge died 6 months ago? 7 months ago? He died a little bit ago. And I got this before he passed. I won it in a giveaway, and here's the thing, I will buy or obtain like nonfiction books, and then I just like wait to read them, and then that person dies and I feel a certain way, and I don't want to open up that wound. I mean, I didn't know him, but I loved Providence and Rhode Island. Humanity in Providence. No. Oh man, I haven't watched it in so long, but he was on YouTube. And I don't know. I just have a tendency of doing that. Did that with the Matthew Perry biography too. It is one that I really want to read though. Okay. Then we have The Intern by Michelle Campbell. This would also be another one that I would unhaul potentially. I don't think I'm gonna like it. I don't like law thrillers, generally speaking. I think this is an intern at a lawyer's office and something happens. I don't know a whole lot. I do know that I got a NetGalley arc of this several years ago. Like, okay, it came out 3 years ago, so it had to have been 4 years. Like 3.5, 4 years ago. And I still haven't read it. So I need to. Am I motivated to though? Not so much. Then we have Hex by Thomas Oldhallets. This is a ghost story. She's also pretty big. This also needs to be read for the 2025-2026 reading horror bingo, because this was the book that was picked by chance. My husband picked it for me to read in October. Let's not talk about how it's March and I still haven't read it. That I realize that is 6 months almost. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Then we have Keep Her Safe by K.A. Tucker. Last year I bought a whole Pango lot of K.A. Tucker books, and last year I read all of them except for Keep Her Safe and this fantasy book that I unhauled because I'm not a fantasy girly, but it's a crime book. Then I have Addicted to Anxiety by Owen O'Kane. How to Break the Habit. This is an arc that does not come out until May. So I need to read it in March or April. But it's a non-fiction book about dealing with anxiety and being okay with not being perfect. Okay, our last stack. I think, oh no, I was gonna say these are all romance, but I'm a liar. They're not. There's This Spells Disaster by Tori Ann Martin. This follows like two witches that fall in love, although I think that one of them, Morgan, actually has Rory drink a love potion at the beginning of the book. I'm not entirely sure, but there's some kind of like magical romance between Rory and Morgan, and I am very excited for this. I just kind of want to read it more in the fall, kind of next to like Halloween. Then we have The Last Goodbye by Fiona Lucas. I almost read this month, but I didn't have time. I read so many books this in February. This one is going to break me, and I read quite a few other books that broke me. I needed a break from the heartbreak. I know I said I want to read all the emotional books in 2026, and that is still very true, but I just need to chill. I just need a little bit of chill in my life, and so I couldn't read The Last Goodbye by Meryl Wilsner. I was really, really excited for this book. It's like a sports romance. It's sapphic. And it says nothing sexier than playing hard. I think this is gonna be a real fun time. I read Mistakes Were Made by this author. It was a smutty good time. I just thought that the relationship turned into something that more than it should have been. I don't know. I'll let you, if I can find the reading vlog. I don't know if it's a reading vlog or a wrap up where I talk about it. But if I can find the video where I talk about it, I'll link it. So part of me is really excited to read this, but part of me is like, I don't want to be stuck in that situation again. It's The Accidental Panel by Danielle Jackson. Oh my god. This was the first book I bought in 2025. Yeah, it's March of 2026. I got it. I know. I have no excuses. This is like two rival photographers start working together, only they want her name is Cassie. They want Cassie to be the model because she's plus size, and the lingerie is for plus size women. And she's like, I'm not a model. I'm never going to be a model type of situation. The Sizzle Paradox by Lily Menon. So I read Makeup or Breakup by this author, and it was like this rival dating apps, and the CEOs kind of fell in love, and it was cute. It was alright. Not my favorite romance, but I did like Lily Menon's writing enough to read another book by her. The vibes gives me The Kiss Potion by Helen Wong, because I'm pretty sure that Lyric is her name. She is taking a chemistry class, or no. Okay, she feels like a fraud because she's studying sexual chemistry in romantic partners, but I'm pretty sure that she, her dating life is a mess. So she hires this guy to help tutor her in sexual chemistry, but I think the tutoring sessions become something more. Then there's Fight or Flight by Samantha Young. I honestly don't know anything about this. I don't even know how I got it. Oh, hey, I got it from Bookman's. But that is also something else that I'm getting really good at. Like, if I don't buy the book until after I've read it and I know that I love it, I won't have the opportunity to have books like this that I'm sure are amazing, but I know nothing about because, you know, I just picked it up because the cover's nice or because I've heard of Samantha Young. Have I read anything by this author? Absolutely not, but I've heard of the author, so now I'm going to buy it. Then I have Love Naturally by Sophie Sullivan. I'm not even going to lie to you. I have read from Sophie Sullivan, and I like her writing. Her romances are kind of cute and fun. The last one I read was Donut Fall in Love, so it's like a baking romance with a football player. That was nice. That was just a little steamy, like dipping your toes into the steam. But it was fun. It was absolutely so fun. I don't know what this one's about because, again, Sophie Sullivan, so that means that I just picked it up. Okay. Hold on. I'm just gonna tell you that I have a quartet. I think that's what a 4-book series is. I have already read First Down. I was not super impressed with it. Kind of thought about DNFing the whole thing and just unhauling these. But I didn't hate First Down. It was just a little anticlimactic for me. So, I am going to try Stealing Home. I believe that's second. Then Breakaway and Wicked Serve. So, I am going to try Stealing Home. If I dislike Stealing Home or feel the same way that I felt about First Down, where it's kind of then I will unhaul the entire series. Then I have Bad Bachelor by Stephanie London. This is like a internet app where you get matched with the bad boys of the internet, and you can swipe right or left, but I think it's opposite. So I think you're supposed to swipe left, but I think in this you swipe right if you like them, and then you comment on their profiles, but only if they're bad boys. Then I have An Academic Affair by Jodi McAllister. I won this as an ARC. It came out November 11th of 2025. I'm a little late to the ARC party, but I am still very interested. This follows Sadie and Jonah, who have been academic rivals for years. I think that this is college now. And Sadie and Jonah are both going for the same job. And Sadie finds out that, like, she's like, well, actually, if we're married, then they're gonna hire both of us. So they are going to get fake married. I don't understand this, but usually, like, marriage of convenience does not work for me. And this is definitely a marriage of convenience. I love fake dating, but I've never seen marriage of convenience done very well. We have The Dollhouse by Fiona Davis. I think this takes place in New York in the 1950s, and it follows a model or several models. I don't know why I haven't read it, because I do. I think that in my mind it's very anticlimactic and there's no problems going on in this book, but I've never read it, so I don't know that. Ooh. Then we have Rush Week by Michelle Brandon. This was one of my newest collections because I let myself buy a few books. And I know I just got done saying that I'm not buying books right now unless I've read them. That is mostly true. I think I've only bought 4 books this year that at the time of purchase I hadn't read them. And this was one of the 4. But we all have setbacks and slip-ups, and it's okay, don't judge me. Or do. I don't care. Judge me in the comments. But Rush Week is a thriller about, like, a sorority and what happened during Rush Week. And I don't know, when I was younger, I just really wanted to be a sorority sister, and I never was a sorority sister. That's okay. I don't need to be in a sorority anymore, but I don't know, this was like little girl fantasy was sororities, and I just thought that it would be cool to read about one. But I think it's supposed to be a thriller of some sort, so there might be murder, which even makes it better. Then there's Just Like Mother by Anne Heltzel. This has been on so many TBRs, and I still have not read it. Like, it's been on monthly TBRs, it's been on seasonal TBRs, it's been on all of the to be read lists. There's something about a cold. It's a horror novel. There's The House Beyond the Dunes by Mary Byrne. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to lie to you right now and say that I'm super excited for this book, because when I bought it, I was so excited. It's about this woman named Lane who wakes up in the hospital after her and her boyfriend Kyle had a great fall at the beach cottage, and Kyle died. So Lane was going back to the cottage to find some clues on what happened, because she has no memory. This was another one that I bought that I haven't read, so we're up to 2. Are we only? Oh my gosh, I've only bought 2. Hold on, wait. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I bought 5 books this year, this entire year, that I haven't read yet. That's really great, actually. Anyways, this is People to Follow by Olivia Worley. It very much sounds like a guilty pleasure book for me. 10 influencers, 10 secrets, 1 dead body. It's kind of like you follow 10 influencers who are on this show that is like they're disconnected from everything from like their social medias for 10 days. No, I think it's longer than 10 days, but they just have to be real in real life. It kind of reminds me of like The Circle a little bit. That's my guilty pleasure show. And I'm excited to see people die. It kind of reminds me of this Darcy Coates book, but I hope that this is better than that book was, because that book was not good, but in my head I pictured it to be amazing, so I'm hoping this is what I wanted that to be, but it wasn't. I hope that makes sense. Okay. 3 more. There's I Need You to Read This by Jessa Maxwell. Again, here's the thing. I think that I got this just because Jessa Maxwell's name was on it. I did not like the first book that I read by this author. And you know what? I have no interest in this book. I'm gonna unhaul it, actually, in a surprise twist of events. I'm gonna unhaul it. Alright, then we have How Will I Know You by Jessica Treadway. This is a crime thriller. This follows, okay, on a cold December day in upstate New York, this high school senior's body is found. And it's like the investigation into what happened to Joy. How did she die? And then our last one is a finished copy of The Jills by Karen Parkman. I believe this comes out in March. I was so kindly and graciously sent a copy. It follows like, it's like sisterhood. Okay, it follows this woman named Virginia and a Jenny, and I think that they're best friends, and then Jenny goes missing. So Virginia goes undercover to figure out what happened to her best friend, almost like a sister to her, and her, they're both Jill's NFL cheerleaders. And I'm excited to see what happens. This sounds like such a fun mystery. So I'm very, very excited for that. But that does conclude this video. We got my, oh my gosh, I have so much room for more, but no, Alita, no. I do have so much room though. It doesn't even finish like one line. Remember how I said I used to have 4 of these and I had books everywhere and it was not organized or anything? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Can we count? Should we count? Should we? Yeah, let me do it. There's 33 books on my to-be-read cart. How did I get down to 33 books? Oh my gosh, who is she? Ah. Okay, so I need all your comments to help me figure out which books to prioritize. Obviously, I'm thinking Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm thinking I finally have to finish The Future Saints. I'm thinking I gotta give Stealing Home a try so that I can see if I'm keeping that series or not. I have Cassandra in Reverse is a 5-star prediction. Rush Week and People to Follow and An Academic Affair. If I were picking up a book right now, I'd pick one of those up. You Let Me In. Or... Okay, so I realize these are the ones that I'm least excited for. The ones on the bottom. Yep. The Jills. Compassion in the Court, but I don't want to cry. And I think I'm going to cry when it comes to Frank's words. He was such a really wholesome judge. Like, he was awesome. Yeah, so just let me know in the comments below which ones I should prioritize, which ones you've read. Give me the deets. Give me all the juice. It's not juice. Give me all the tea. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.